Hello and welcome to another episode of the Talkin Balls Podcast. I'm your host, Neil Adams, and joined, as always, are my lovely co-hosts, in Rob and Curtis. How are you, folks?
Sweet to the beat, mate. Sweet to the beat.
Yeah, all good. Glad to be back.
It's good to be back, Curtis. Yes, it's good to have you back.
I don't know how many weeks it's been, but it's been too long.
Five or six,
Too
but
long,
you're
mate.
back for the start of the NFL season, so that's all that counts.
That's what matters.
That's it. And joining us this week is Mr. Andy Scott, which is the UK grassroots manager for the Jacksonville Jaguars. How are you, sir?
Very well, guys. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, really pleased to be here.
So, what we want to know is, Andy, how did you get into all this? Where did this all start? From the very start, what got you into American football? How did you end up in where you're at now?
Yeah. So what got me into American football? I loved watching it on the TV. I was a big NFL fan, kind of growing up. I was a basketball guy, really. Overall, I loved basketball to begin with, and I found NFL kind of a little bit later in my life. I was living flat sharing with a guy who was a British American football kind of legend, a guy called Harry Innes, and he got me in touch with some local teams. Started playing American football probably too late in my life, to be honest.
Same.
Catching a lot of injuries. So basically looked to start coaching pretty much straight away. So I moved into the coaching side in the British American football world. Started coaching university level as well. Did stints with the Kent Exiles, London Warriors. From a university perspective, Greenwich Mariners, Surrey Stingers. Was the head coach there for a number of years. And then fast forward to 2016, there was an opportunity that came up where Jacksonville Jaguars were coming into the market, and I heard about this through one of my mentors, coaches, and he put me forward basically, and the rest is history. Sort of 8 years on, here I am working for the Jags. Loving life.
It's mad how life turns out, isn't it? Big basketball fan, and then somehow you're now doing this.
I think basketball was I always say it basketball was my wife and American football was my lover, but I think I've firmly moved in with the lover now, so I think I've divorced the ex-wife is basketball now, but yeah.
So are you now just a Jaguars fan now, or what's the crack there? Or do you have another?
I think obviously working for the team, I'm so close to everything that's going on. You have to support the guys and be a fan.
100%.
I won't mention the team that I was a previous fan of when I was.
Oh, that was my next question.
So it was the Raiders.
We were just talking about them before you came in.
The silver and black, and I think the kind of bad boy element that they had about them kind of appealed to me. Probably the South London in me. It just it seemed like a bit of
the NWA and all going involved in them. Yep.
bit of a match. I'm a Crystal Palace fan, so I should have been an Eagle. But
God.
yeah, I couldn't bring myself to be a fan of the Philadelphia team. So there we go.
With the Raiders as well, they were one of the first teams I ever saw because of their brands just so big. It's in the likes of Primark. It's in TK Maxx. We were just saying that earlier. It's everywhere.
JD Sports. You're right.
Yeah.
Something we'll probably dig a bit deeper into, I suppose, as the podcast goes on. But just a brief overview, what does the job entail? You're the grassroots manager here in the UK. What does that mean? What do you do?
Yeah, so that means basically that 365, we are in market. We are, leading GMP team. So we run flag football initiatives, scholarship and educational programs. I have a lot of operational responsibility around the game as well. So the game at Wembley is big for us. We took on total management of that in 2022. So there's a core group of staff that are heavily involved in that. But my main role is to run our flagship program, Jag Tag, and the various other programs that fit under our grassroots programming, basically.
Cool.
Well, my next question will be, obviously at the minute you've been mostly featuring it, all UK and Ireland. With the Jag Tag, is there any sort of plans in the future to expand, maybe move into into Europe and the France and things like that, or are you keeping it in the UK and Ireland?
Yeah, so we've got GMP rights over the UK and Ireland, and Ireland's only been since last year, basically. So our expansion has been into Northern Ireland, where we already were, but then the Republic of Ireland is new to us. So running events in Dublin and Limerick, Galway, all of these areas are like really, really key for us. Must get called as well. Alan had killed me from AFI. But yeah, so I think the focus for us is really the UK and the Republic of Ireland market that we're in. I can't see us moving into Europe, but never say never. As these GMP rights become available, teams snap them up. So if it makes sense, logistically and strategically for the Jags, then never say never.
Yeah.
Is that the goal for the Jags, to target the youth so that whenever they grew up, they're all Jags fans?
Yeah, I think we're under no illusion that Jag Tag has a big branding element to it. We want to create Jags fans. We want them to come to the games at Wembley and to the games at Tottenham and support the team. So I think that is a heavy part of it. But then also from my side, I'm a massive American football fan and a coach as well. So just getting the kids active and getting them into the best sport in the world, added bonus for me.
How much has it grown, like in terms of from when you first started to say now, like the likes of the Jag Tag and stuff? What's the interest in it been like amongst the younger generation?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we started sort of 2016 with a very small program around like London, Southwest London, basically where Fulham were based primarily. And then as we moved into sort of 18, 19, we adopted a multi kind of franchise approach. So we worked with bigger providers across the country and then moved into other cities. And I think like second city development was Manchester, Liverpool came after, Cardiff. So we focused around the major cities, and it's been crazy to see, how quickly it's picked up. And then post sort of pandemic 21 and onwards, it's just blown up, absolutely blown up. I mean, before then it was gathering pace, but now it's just like the growth is exponential. We see kids interested in the NFL, which is great for me. If I can make them Jags fans, even better. But they're picking up for football. That's a good start for me. So it's really grown. I mean, numbers wise, we're sort of close to 90,000 kids playing across all of our programs now. So it's pretty substantial. And we feed into the British American football and soon to be the AFI teams as well, creating that pathway, which is really big for us. Like, it's really big. Nothing is better for me than when I see a Jag Tag kid go on to his local club or her local club and then on to, elite pathways like the Great Britain team, the Irish national team, or even further into the NCAA or potentially someday into the league.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That'd be cool, wouldn't it, though? Just seeing one of your guys going and going through the international player pathway and going into the NFL. That would be sweet.
Yeah, we've got a guy who I directly coached as well, who's actually in the NCAA as a starting tight end as well, a guy called Peter Clark, who's playing for for the Temple Owls at the moment. So yeah, like incredible to see his journey. Came through the NFL Academy. It's just things like that, you know, just trying to create those first chances of having that ball in hand, and then the rest, you know, there's other people that are going to step into taking that forward. But as long as we're there to begin with, that's what counts.
That's it.
Do you think with the likes of what you're doing with the Jag Tag, we're probably going to start to see more people from this side of the pond make their way into like NCAA? Do you think it's going to become such a normal thing now? Because I think whenever we see someone from this side of the world taking part in the sports in America, you kind of think, wow, that's amazing. But do you think it's going to become a normal thing?
Yeah, I do. And I think not only just at one position. I mean, you guys seem to be cornering the market on kickers at the moment. So, and shout out to all the kicking schools that are emerging over there. And, you know, I've worked with some great guys in the Republic on that side of it. But yeah, I think the ultimate goal for everyone is to, you know, get to 2028 or whatever that looks like from an Olympic perspective. From a pathways perspective, sure. I mean, the NFL Academy is phenomenal, and you know there's going to be opportunities. We're certainly opening the door to look at this kind of talent now. So I think that's going to be big. The biggest thing is you don't know who's out there until, you know, the option for them to be discovered is there. There's some kids in like inner London schools that are just, you know, speaking from experience, that are phenomenal athletes, but never had a light, you know, shine on them. So I think that applies in the UK and, you know, across Ireland as well. Like, why wouldn't it? And anything we can do to spotlight that, for me, it's great.
Yeah. It's sort of like hitting them at a young age is the key, because like the likes of players going over, like say in their 20s, 25, they're going over, let's say with the international player pathway, and they're going over and they've never played the game before. They might be phenomenal athletes and things like that there, but there's people the same age that's been doing that for 20 odd years. You know, so I'm just saying the thing is that it's great that you're hitting the youth, so that it makes it easier for them to transition when they eventually grow up and are able to do the sport.
Yeah, I think you might need a whole nother podcast if you start me on the whole youth thing. But yeah, I'm always preaching that I think BAFA and AFI need to be working kind of bottom up rather than top down.
Yeah.
In the UK, there's a lot of adult teams. There's a lot of guys playing that are, you know, of a certain age. But for us to have any chance of competing, you have to have a ball in a kid's hand, 8 years old, 7 years old. You know, these kind of things are just the way forward, really.
Yeah. I'm going to move on, Andy, to the game.
Yeah.
Are you okay to talk about the game?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. How did you find the game on the other night?
Honestly, I thought we were going to win. I thought, you know, the first half was excellent, and shout out to Brian Thomas. He's going to be a phenomenal player for us.
He does look good, doesn't he? Because I was looking to see, hopefully nobody had him on their fantasy team in our league, so that I could pick. He looks like he's going to be good. I'm going to try and pick him up, but he looks good.
I think he's looking great. Obviously, Travis and Tank running the ball really well behind a newly rebuilt sort of offensive line to a degree. Was really good to see in the first half as well. I think we kind of had them on the ropes in that first half, but NFL and American football is such a game of momentum. Yeah. And when that fumble happened, unfortunately the game kind of switched and turned on its head, and then from that point on, I think the Jags were on the back foot a bit.
Yeah, they kind of only played three quarters, didn't they, really?
That one play as well, the one that was through was it Tyreek Hill for a ridiculous touchdown? Obviously that's a difference in the game in the end, but Yeah, it can happen in the blink of an eye in American football. Like,
Yeah, I mean, look, I was hoping that those cops in Miami would have kept him in the cuffs. They must have been from Jacksonville. I think they must have come down from Jacksonville when I saw that story breaking. But yeah, I mean, he's a special talent. I think you've got to account for him wherever he is on the field. I loved watching the matchup. Not to go back to it, but Brian Thomas versus Jalen Ramsey, who's someone I've met personally and I know quite well. Jalen, being with the Jags for all those years, that was a phenomenal matchup as well. So yeah, week 1, NFL's back. It's huge.
finally.
It was a great weekend. It was a tiring weekend for all of us. I would assume because we were all probably up until 4 o'clock in the morning the last 2 days.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Sure.
what do you feel about Trevor Lawrence at the minute?
Yeah, I mean, love Trevor. Think he's an excellent quarterback. Think he's going to be, this is going to be his breakout year from my side. You heard it here first. He's going to have a real big year. I think, Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas, Gabe Davis, the weapons he's got around him now, secure hands. I think it's going to be a breakout season from a leadership perspective as well.
Yeah, and what's your O-line like?
Yeah, I think the addition of Mitch Morse is a good addition. Like at center coming over from the Bills, they needed to kind of shore up that interior a little bit from a run game perspective. But yeah, it's looking good, looking promising. Excited about the offense this year, and I'm very excited about the defense as well. Who I think
defense does look good.
Had a great showing, especially in the first half as well. Shout out Darnell Savage. I thought he was the MVP at least in the first 2 quarters as well. Looking really good.
Like usually, if you can keep Miami to 20 points, you should be probably winning that game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And consider Miami missed that field goal as well.
Yeah, that was a shocking miss as well.
It was all right, wasn't it? It was nowhere near it.
Was that the one that was? It was only
way
30
left.
yards, wasn't there? Something way left, yeah.
Way left. What do you think they're missing? Like the Jags, in order to make a good Super Bowl run?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think they've worked on shoring up the kind of depth of positions as well across the roster. So maybe it's an experience thing. There's it's a relatively young team. So you look at teams around the league that have that playoff experience, playoff caliber experience. I think you can't underestimate that in the league this year. Very tough to call anything after week 1.
Yeah.
But I think trajectory wise, they're certainly on the right path. So
we went through all their games, didn't we, Rob? And I think we had them at a winning record.
I think we did. I think we had them at 10-7, was it? Maybe?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, so we went through that, and with high hopes for the Jaguars. I obviously had high hopes for Trevor Lawrence because I'm a Jets fan, and I hate Jason Myers for the life of me, the kicker for the Jets, because he made that tackle against the Chargers, which meant we won against the Chargers, and we didn't get Trevor Lawrence. We ended up with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
If we had lost that game, we would have got the first pick.
The only team ever to fail tanking a season. Yeah.
I know. I blame him. Now he's at the Seahawks. They got rid of him after that season. Went here, you can go to Seahawks.
I know. He's doing all right, though. He's doing all right.
So, do you think he would have been better with Zach Wilson?
No comment.
No comment at all. Tell me about it. No, it's been a hard couple of years.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was getting this once in a generational talent in Trevor Lawrence, and it didn't happen either. So, But I want to see the spark from him. You know what I mean? I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen what all the hype was about yet, if you know what I mean. But it looks like he has something there that he just hasn't shown.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because obviously it's the highest level of sport that you can play. You play in the most difficult position in sport as well. So there's obviously a lot going on all the time. But yeah, I really think he's on for a breakout year, and fingers crossed we can ride that. And with the defense backing it up as well. Yeah, and special teams is the third phase of the game as well, is really important, and I think we shored that up a bit this year as well. Couple of minorly surprising moves with a few ex-Ravens players coming over, but it's looking good on the third side of the ball as well.
And I know you've probably been to a good load of Jacksonville Jaguar games. But is there any one game that stands out for you?
I think for me, probably 2015 versus the Bills at Wembley. That was one of my absolute best games. I mean, the Alan Hearns diving catch. There was so much going on in that game. I basically many of the Wembley games. I think the Ravens, which I want to say was 17. That was another great game as well. Absolutely pounded them into the floor. I think it was 42-3. A lot of Ravens fans that they didn't show up at all. And then actually 21 probably at Tottenham with the winning field goal over the Dolphins. That was phenomenal. What a game.
Yeah.
And then personally, probably the last game, like 22 at Wembley and 23 at Wembley have been massive for me because of the involvement that I've had in those games. Unfortunately, we didn't beat the Broncos and we did beat the Falcons. So, but yeah, it's great to be around the team and around those elite players and everyone that works in the organization as well, because there's so much that goes into those games. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I noticed, was it last year at the Jags game was the first time Disney did the Toy Story thing?
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, they replicated that. They actually did a bit of a shoot for that on field to kind of get all of the angles right and everything. The level of detail again that went into that was phenomenal. So yeah, really, I remember, really cool little piece.
I remember watching a quarter in that Disney bit and being like, "This is so strange." Like it was
so amazing, really cool. But so amazing.
It was really
you know
cool.
What I mean? It's another way of getting your kids involved in all. So you go, look, you want this? Look, this is football, kids. Look at this here.
Yeah. You can have it on the tablet while the TV's on.
Such a great concept. I mean, I think the league are good at that kind of stuff as well, like bringing in the younger generation. There's been some link ups with Nickelodeon, and they've done
where they have Patrick and SpongeBob commentate on it.
Yeah, right. That's really cool. I think the highlights that kind of go around, on social media and YouTube and stuff really, really engage like young people as well. So I think they probably do that better than any other sports league, in my opinion. I am a bit biased, but
that's it.
Yeah.
So I know the Jacksonville Jaguars are the London team, as they call it, but I take it there's no chance of them coming over here to Ireland at some stage and playing.
I wouldn't say never. I think there's a lot of talk at the moment about Ireland getting a game, and is it going to be Croke Park? Is it going to be Aviva? They're the two logical venues. I think, putting my operational hat on, you'd have to look at both of those venues and see could they facilitate a game. I think it's possible for sure. Commissioner's making all the right noises with that as well. So watch this space. I mean, we are a GMP team in that market as well. One of three teams with the Steelers and the Jets. So yeah, I mean, would the kind of rights or first refusals go to those teams, and would they be interested in playing? I would imagine so. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think Dan Rooney's already said that he's looking to get a game sorted over here at some sorts for the Steelers.
He announced that today, did he not? I think
He's been announcing it since everywhere he goes.
No, I seen a thing today on where they're talking about Ireland being on the map. Something they're looking into at the minute, so sort of got me a little bit excited.
You may be thinking of Roger Goodall.
I think I was right. The commissioner of the league, yeah.
Well, I mean, the league's international series mandate is growing as well. So if we look at that, they did Sao Paulo, last week, went down really well. Germany, there's other European destinations and cities that are already confirmed behind closed doors. So I think, where else will there be? It's certainly up for grabs, as it were.
Yeah, Roger Goodall says he wants 18 games. He wants 18 international games. He says he wants to go to Australia, Tokyo, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they've laid the foundations with Australia with, GMP rights for 2 teams. I believe it's the Eagles and the Rams, but I might be wrong. And putting the NFL Academy on the Gold Coast as well. So I know they're doing a lot of work in Australia as well.
Yeah, because they would have a couple of good kickers over there too.
Yeah, and punters.
Yeah. With the Aussie rules over there.
Aussie rules, they transition really nicely into the game as well. I think there's one on the Chicago Bears roster that's really getting it done as well.
No way, really?
Yeah.
So, is there any insider information you're going to give us for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Anything new or anything good coming up?
Insider information. Other than
even with Jag Tag, everything. Any events coming up in Ireland, UK that we need to.
What we did was we had some events this year already. So we had the draft event, which was phenomenal, and then we had the player tour as well, where we actually brought players into market. Did the live show and some community events as well. So yeah, watch this space basically for the next events that we'll be coming out with. We are launching our flagship Jag Tag Extra Time program, which is going to go live in Belfast and into the north in September, and then we're rolling that program out into the Republic in 2025 as well. So more footballs in kids' hands for sure, as part of our wider programming. So not really a scoop, but certainly
not a scoop at all.
But no, sorry, I can't give you more of a scoop on the Jags playing in Croke Park or Aviva, but we'll get there.
Maybe you can answer a question for me then, Andy, because I founded a team over here in Ireland. Okay. So, and it was the Antrim Jets, but I was always going to this is my thought process, so maybe you can tell me if it's ever possible at all. But I was going to maybe approach the Jags and say, would you not like a Northern Irish Jaguars over here or NI Jags and help run that sort of thing? So basically add a team into the football league over here.
Yeah, so it's a good way of getting onto this. Basically, we've actually, with the Jag Tag Extra Time program, we've partnered with the Belfast Knights, Causeway Giants, and the Derry Donegal Vipers, who I now think have changed their
Northwest
Vipers. See, I'm up on it. I'm waiting for the logos. But yeah, no. So their coaches will be heavily involved, and their setups will be involved in these Jag Tag programs, basically with the thought being there that the kids that we can pathway from our Jag Tag program will end up playing at their respective teams, and we're sort of looking to roll that model out, across the Northern Ireland and the Republic as well. So
what about an actual team? Could you not start your own team?
Yeah, the thing with a team is that obviously AFI are doing a great job of running the teams over there. It's probably better and more strategic for us to pathway kids into the existing teams rather than trying to get someone on the ground and actually start that, because then it becomes a bit of a logistical situation as well for us.
Right, well, no, I just thought I would ask just to see if it was ever possible, you know what I mean? Because then you could just make it a monopoly over here.
Well, it sounds good, but I mean, let's see what this approach brings for us as well, because I feel like it would be good for everyone creating.
Yeah, no, it sounds amazing. Like, I mean, doing that there and then siphoning everybody into the teams that they're helping you out with it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And working closely with the guys at AFI to get that over the line, and I've got to say they've been phenomenal as well. Like, really passionate bunch of guys about the sport over there. So all my dealings with the Republican and Northern Ireland have been fantastic. So
no, they are good people over here. Like, so, but as you said, you think you know all the teams. So it's time to play the game, Andy.
Okay, I'm ready.
And it is the logo game. No, this is the hardest one.
The hardest one. This is the easiest one. Belfast Trojans.
Yes. You know what? I'm only going to give you one chance at all of them then as well.
Okay.
I give everybody else 2 chances, and the UK Vikings are on 9. The UK Ravens are on 8, and the Irish 49ers are on 6, and they're from Ireland.
Whoa! What happened there?
I know. What did happen? So you've got 1 so far.
Okay. The Northwest Vipers.
Yes, I would have given you the Donegal Dairy Vipers too, to be fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been that mean.
That's a great logo, by the way. Love that one.
Yeah.
Their new one's very good as well.
It's a football as the top of the head as well.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Football.
Love that.
You might know that one
This
too.
is the Belfast Knights.
Yes.
I think Andy will kill me if I get that one wrong.
Do you remember their old name?
Does it count against me?
No, just curious.
No, I don't.
No, the Carrickfergus Knights.
Ah, okay. Ooh, that's a tougher one. Oh, is it the West Dublin Rebels?
Can I give him it?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I suppose you can.
I'll give you it because I really only take the Rebels, so I can't not give you it because they're the Dublin Rebels. They're just Dublin Rebels.
Dublin Rebels, yeah.
Oh, this one might catch me out.
You'll be the first one to get this if you get it first time.
These are definitely getting harder. You started easy on me.
Leads you into a false sense of security. I'll give you a hint. It's not the Bulls.
It's not the Bulls.
Yeah.
We give everyone else a clue for this one. Should we do the clue?
Yeah, do a clue.
It's not common knowledge. The clue though, is it? It's not common knowledge.
No, not that clue. Not that clue. The Top Gun one.
Oh, the Top Gun one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the call sign of the.
It's not Goose.
Yeah.
Oh, so Maverick. So Mavericks.
True then.
I don't know the place name though. The Mavericks, but I don't know where they're from.
The Louth Mavericks. If you've ever met Ian
That's a
McGuire, the president of AFI,
I have many
he, wa-
times. Yeah,
he was a left tackle for the Louth Mavericks.
he's gonna kill me for that one. I never saw that logo though.
And he's just been inducted into their Hall of Fame as well recently.
Wow. This one is, I believe they actually won I want to say the Div 1, but it's the Cowboys from, I'm going to butcher the name here. It starts with C as well.
You're so close.
Say the name of the place.
Craig Avon.
Craig Avon.
Yeah, or Craig Avon. Craig Avon.
Okay. Craig Avon.
The Craig Avon Cowboys, or as most people call them, the Stars.
The Stars. Oh, that's a tricky one. Wow.
See, they're not as easy as you thought.
No, I think, yeah. Okay. I have no clue on this one.
Say what
Really?
you see.
Say what you see. You don't need to know where they're
I
from.
mean, it's the Eagles.
Yes,
There you go.
they
Don't
are
know
the
what it is.
Wexford Eagles,
Wexford. Okay, yeah.
just below Dublin. Getting harder.
Oh my god. Wow. This has really gone away from me. I came in with loads of confidence. I have literally no clue on this. It looks like some kind of Dark Knight or Overlord.
It's not a Trojan.
No.
So if you can think of another warrior type person.
Oh.
What else is there, Rob? What was other people's?
It's an old English warrior, like
There you go.
back in medieval times.
Oh, Saxon.
No.
Because that wouldn't work at all. Because they were like,
The Kildare Crusaders.
wow, that's a great logo. Love that one.
Easy one.
That is the Panthers.
Yes.
South Dublin.
South Dublin. I was going to say Dublin, but I didn't know which geography. Because you got West Dublin, you got South Dublin, you got Dublin.
I don't want to give you any names just because I can't remember what order I put these in. So if I give you the West Dublin team, I don't want you to. So that's them guys. There we go. Nice wee easy one.
Oh, this is the Minotaurs.
Yes.
And they are from, I'm going to butcher this as well. Is it Westleaf?
Westmeath.
Meath.
Yes.
Oh, it's so close.
Westmeath Minotaurs. And that's it. That's you. You got 9 out of 10.
Well done.
Wow.
That's really good.
Wow.
That's joint top, isn't it?
You're joint first.
Take that.
You know, mate, you can't go any wrong with that there. So you can't. That was a good job. But I did expect more from you, to be fair, Andy. I thought you were just going to kill it and come in here and know every single one of them.
Quite difficult. I should have brought some BAFA cue cards as well. Like teams in London and Southeast.
I thought you did. I thought you did well. I thought you did well.
You did really good, buddy. It was really, really good. Your West Dublin one is the West Dublin Rhinos, so that's where you were going with the R there.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously I shouldn't have put in the Knights or the Giants. If I know I didn't put in the Giants, but I shouldn't have put in Knights because you know them.
Vipers, Giants, Knights, Trojans. Yeah, all the NI ones, easy.
Yeah, we won. Well, that is us, Andy. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for playing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise, guys. Absolute pleasure for me, and hopefully see you around an NFL game soon.
So do we.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that's us, guys, for another episode of Talking Balls. We'll see you next week for another one. Bye.